wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me. And we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me. Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me. And we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you believe in something that only we can see. Oh, so baby, hold on to me, hold on to me.
Here we go again. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out. Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no one to ride to. Here we go again. Call me up and you wanna be my friend. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, Look, if you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 I can help you out.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the monsoon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word.
That was disgusting. Oh my God, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammates to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Phil is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and Wave Runners by the skin of their teeth are gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Oh, holy! He's gonna get another one.
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
But it's gonna not necessarily translate to control from the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting such a back control here.
Team kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin's gonna try to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun in there, C1. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by teammates, and that's gonna be Hype Esport taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.
Hello and welcome, Call of Duty fans! We are here live, little K7 League coming at you. I'm FBI Tugboat. That's Shifty. Ah, wrong way. That's Shifty.
Yes.
And then somewhere in the cosmos out there, my boy Connie producing away, making our jobs as casters just so much easier, and we do appreciate that. A barn burner, a slobber knocker, everything in between we got going on here tonight. 4-1 Monolithic taking on the 5-0, the lossless, only winning Heartbreaker squad here, Shifty.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a match for the ages. I saw some people typing in the chat earlier and talking about the biggest match of the week. And honestly, I don't disagree with that. This is going to potentially turn the tide of this A division. And with that being said, Monolithic in a prime position to play season ruiner here tonight, coming in at that 4-1 record. So if they were able to hand the Heartbreakers their first loss, this could be monumental for what the top 4 ends up being here as we approach playoffs.
Yeah, especially how that will shake up as we reach a little farther in to our season here, looking at week 6 now, 5-0 Heartbreakers, 4-1 Monolithic. Like we've talked about the what, let's talk about the who now. Monolithic up here first. We're going to run through this 4-1 squad for you. 13 map wins, 6 map losses. Now, what that tells me, obviously, is that they took that L. That is really the only main difference record-wise here, Shifty, between Monolithic and HeartBreakers in that Alpha Division.
Absolutely. I mean, we're looking at something that on paper very similar to our first match earlier that myself and Brett got to cast, being a very, very, very close matchup on paper. Is right now we see your Monolithic roster rejects again, manning that captain's helm. Too true, Briscoe and Kavagi. That 4 killers, slayers, absolute ruthless players that we've seen throughout the duration of the season so far for Monolithic, but they have a tall ask in the HeartBreakers, and let's take a look at their rosters.
Absolutely. Killer Slayers, everything in between. But straight coming out here is HeartBreakers. Octavane, of course, in that captain's position, that helm position. Treasy, 04, and hopefully in here. We've seen Dior a little bit. Hopefully in here tonight for the HeartBreakers. Again, HeartBreakers coming out at 4, 5, and 0. We're going to talk a little bit more about these stats. Those beautiful, beautiful stats. HeartBreakers, or excuse me. I mixed that up, didn't I? Did I get that backwards here, Shifty?
Who? We're talking about the HeartBreakers right now.
5 and 0, yes. HeartBreakers 5
Yes.
and 0. Yes, that's what I was saying. 15 and 2 on the map wins, 2 on the map losses here. You want to get in kind of these player ratings and whatnot? Or we
Absolutely.
save that for later. Okay.
I mean, so one thing that I will highlight is I don't have the player ratings up currently, but I will say that I was reading through DropShotStats before the series, and HeartBreakers leading in hardpoint KD overall throughout the first 5 weeks of this season, and Monolithic not extremely far behind, and that tends to be the recurring theme for a majority of them, except for the control. I believe Monolithic is actually rated higher in control than HeartBreakers is as of current. It was either control or S&D. So even then, the team's very, very similar on paper. We're going to have big plays coming out of players like potentially, hopefully, for the side of the HeartBreakers, and as well as
potentially
rejects.
And hopefully.
Yeah, right. Yes, true. From maybe even some big plays coming out of rejects from the side of Monolithic. I do know that whatever team wants to come out and efficiently take this victory is going to have to start hot. They're going to have to punch first, because if either one of these teams gets rolling, then it could spell disaster for the opposite squad.
Yeah, and I can't even spell disaster, Shifty. Speaking of, let's talk about where this is going on at. We've talked about the who, we've talked about the what, now let's talk about the where and the maps. This is best of 5, of course. We're looking at hardpoint first, Search and Destroy second, Control third. Of course, you got Apocalypse. A little hardpoint action, not against it whatsoever. This will be the first time I'm actually casting it for K7. A little hardpoint Apocalypse action. Search and Destroy on raid, Control on raid. Back on over to Checkmate for the second hardpoint if we get there. And then a little express action for the Search and Destroy. Not against it at all. Pretty varied map, honestly, right?
Yeah, truthfully, I mean, not a bad best of 5 at all. I mean, getting to break in 2 of the newer 2 rotation maps here in this best of 5, should we go the distance. And I got my first experience with Apocalypse Hardpoint last series, and I actually really like that map. It is very, very balanced, but it is very rotation heavy. And if you can't get those early rotations, you're going to have some issues, as we saw, especially towards the back half of the hardpoint for the Wave Runners during the last series. Is again, raid and raid, absolute classics. But I am excited too, because I have not casted Express yet in this series either. So should we go to a map 5, I'll get to have 2 first-time Call of Duty experiences here tonight.
There you go. And as you saw there, 2 raids and an Express means that there's a lot of older maps here featured in our modern game, but you know, who would guess it, right? Now we're going to talk about the how. We're of course talking about the partners here that make our action possible. Shout outs big wise here is to GitGudHosts as well as DropShotStats. I've always been saying DropShot data. Data is what they provide, is DropShotStats. Gamers Resort, working with the mental health aspect with a lot of different gamers and actively making the world a better place every single day. DesignByYou, coming in with the smooth graphic design, as well as Rogue Energy. This isn't the first time that you've heard of Rogue Energy, there's a reason for that. It's a big, obviously that kind of caffeine supplement mixed drink, a lot of different flavors, and used by a lot of pros for a reason here, Shifty. Talking about the how, the what, the who, the where do we take this next? I don't even know how to.
I mean, I think I'm hearing the lobby still get rustled around behind me in my ears. I believe we're going to be loading up before too long. Connie, can you run that by me again? Okay,
Got
cool. So said we're getting close. So that's typically
That
typically a good sign. Typically,
In my
a good
experience,
sign.
that is a good sign.
I will say, did you say you haven't seen Apocalypse yet? You haven't casted it yet?
I have not casted Hardpoint on Apocalypse yet, correct.
Okay.
Correct. I played it, yeah.
I think you'll really like it. I think and I think with two teams that are very, very well endowed in the slaying category, I think we'll see two teams that potentially that will butt heads very much so, especially around the center of the map. So it'll be a good first map to watch. These teams are torching. Hashtag hero is torching in the chat for me, please. If you
that
guys,
is entirely fair, honestly.
If you guys, it's all Hero's fault. Hashtag heroes torching. As we are still waiting for map number 1 to get loaded up here. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
not a problem whatsoever.
That's a good sound. I hear the loading sound.
And
map
we are
number
getting
1.
on into it. Yes, sir. Apocalypse up front. It'll be a disaster for one of these teams, I can guarantee you. No ties here in Call of Duty. There will be a winner and there will be a loser. Best of 5 again, just in case I didn't say it. HeartBreakers 5-0, 15-2 on the map count, taking on Monolithic 4-1, 13-6 on the map count.
Waiting here for I like the little tearaway of the
burning photo stuff.
Yeah, the little burning photo transition on the load.
I mean, this is another Black Ops, right? Like,
right.
I hope this is no there's no surprise. I'm not giving away any part of the campaign, but man, every single one of these, they just go with the same thing. Like, it's just the huge just mind freak the whole time. You're really just dreaming, and there you got you on some crazy CIA drugs or something like this to tell the truth or something like this. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm
getting into it.
Game started.
First.
Excited.
I'm with it. Briscoe on board, 3-2 so far. Got more kills than the rest of his squad combined, but it's very early.
Yeah, first couple seconds going in favor of the HeartBreakers, at least for now. 20 seconds left on P1, but something I noticed during the last series is there's rotations to P2 are going to be so important, and we already see those purple arrows beginning to weave their way over there with about 8 seconds left on the hard point. That is a good position to be in. Octane going to be the major offensive presence here as he will break the hill, at least for the moment. Big gunfights coming up, and right now neither team able to make heads or tails of it, and Monolithic will be able to hop in. No, that's HeartBreakers actually now as they continue to stretch this lead.
Little Brahma side here. Octane taken out hopefully for the time being. No hope for you. 0-4 getting shots in from small window. Looking outside, this is a HeartBreaker squad looking pretty well established. I think Octane did see a head there or something like that. Pulls out the Diamante. No more ammo left in the AK-74U. And that is the way it goes. We saw a little bit of a different hardware usage, we'll call it, last matchup, Shifty. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean, we saw a lot of Milanos come out, which I'm starting to see that from some of the SMG players, especially those that like to balance between their medium and short game. Is really and truly, it worked out really well for the players that were using it. Oh my goodness, that is that is a big assault of purple people eaters in front of you, and 0-4 will eat all 3 of them. He will take 3 huge kills trying to make it 4, but will get cut down. Monolithic thought they had something in the bag there, but 0-4 putting that down instantaneously.
Yeah, just without any sort of forgiveness, nothing like that. Beautiful stuff. Bullfrog usage here. Treasy gonna fall to that. 2True up on top here is the 40 seconds or so left on this. Consistent rotations and consistent pressure. That's where 2True's real attention is coming right now. 0-4 comes and has to split attention. Not gonna happen. Octane just doing Octane things out there. But maybe it's 0-4 that we need to be paying attention to. Man's 11-5.
Yeah, double positive, dude. Oh my god. He is absolutely feasting. And on a 3-kill streak to boot right now with 15 seconds left in this hard point. HeartBreakers have come out punching Monolithic square in the nose. And honestly, they look primed for the next hard point as well.
At this point, we're going to switch it on over the stats for a minute. Kovagi on the 0.25 kill death ratio as of right now. Got to boost those numbers up. Boost those numbers up. 0-4, completely different story, like you said. Tripling up right here, adding more on top of it. Looking towards the middle here, trying to get runners that are coming in to try and flank. Octane on the top. True is down.
Yeah, nice pickup there from Octane as him and hopefully will attain the positioning in the hill and try to continue to add towards this lead. As 50+ points right now in favor of the HeartBreakers squad. Octane is absolutely running a train across the Monolithic members right now. A 3 multi-kill, facilitating that 7 streak. He has broken it wide open, and now HeartBreakers will eclipse the 110 point mark here on this hard point as Monolithic desperately needs to claw back.
Wow. Yeah, so we're looking at a Monolithic squad that has not put up a single point in hardpoint in a hill and a half now. Last little bit of this. Treasy finding out his quarry down bottom, drops down and gets taken out by a bullfrog. Hate to see it. Last little bit. No, excuse me. This is a whole new rotation. Monolithic is on top of this all day long. Now, Sparting north side is hopefully so far getting nicely done. So this is just attention from the top, attention and damage from the top as the rest of HeartBreakers kind of come in from the south side. A 2-point war here. HeartBreakers come out on top.
Yeah, doubling the score and then some, trying to make it triple the score, which they can here in the hard point. The shot punch coming out from True as he's trying to make as efficient use of that bullfrog as possible. As again, due to the recent changes here in the game and the recent GAs, we may see some increased change-ups in the weapon play here across the maps. But honestly, Monolithic, they need to start shooting nukes now if they have a inkling of a hope of bringing this game back. Was 0-4 continuing to assert his dominance on another 5-kill streak.
Yeah, he is spitting distance of some kill streaks there. Tune back into him as he just finds another one, easy peasy, and gets out of damage range. Nicely done. Looking back, HP back as well. Kovaki not looking the right way and takes the chrome to the dome. Hate to see it. More than tripling up now. HeartBreakers, Shifty.
Yeah, no kidding. And continuing to run with it. Oh my God is right. They are getting spawn trapped to all hell here as Monolithic can barely push out past the 1/5 line of the map. Now they're able to break it to the maybe the 1/3, now halfway. Only one player though, that's True, as we saw an essential 2 straight full spawn wipes from the HeartBreakers.
I do like Monolithic now just opting to completely put this point in the past, move on to the future here. They're still spawning in the same place, which isn't ideal, but they'll be not in terrible position on this next until Briscoe again spawns out in the absolute sticks here. 0-4 abusing that little window. Octane doing Octane things, taking doubles on point like it's easy.
Yeah, can we talk about the fact that 0-4 is currently 26-7? This man is almost quadruple positive and might just put it ahead with these streaks here. We'll grab one. Can he get to quad positive? No, he does not quite yet, but is on a 13-kill streak. And honestly, the HeartBreakers are propelling forward in no small part to their slaying numbers and how well they're controlling the map. Monolithic looking lost here.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. Numbers might be deceiving. Monolithic simply not putting up the same performance we really would have expected. But this is game one.
What are you doing?
More... Wow.
I'm over it, dude. Nope.
Quintupling up 250 to 54 here. This is not the matchup that Shifty and I expected. I think that's a fair statement all the way through. Game number 1 is done and dusted. That is a brutal 250 to 54. That's just, yep, just shy of quintupling up. Nasty stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if any member of Monolithic actually finished beyond neutral, like the even 1000.
No. There was not a single member of Monolithic that was positive. So yeah, that was
an objective-based game, but really, it's just going to come down to kills on the infinite respawn game mode of Hardpoint, and we see exactly just a master class in what to do there. Really culminating in that the like you said, not 1 but 2 full spawn trap team kills, just 8 kills again, just coming very, very easily to boost the numbers of our HeartBreakers.
I mean, 0-4 dropping a 16-kill streak there to end the game and really just rub salt in the wound as they take one of the most demanding hardpoint victories I've seen in a long time. As that was a score of I think 250 to 54. So, yeah, that's tough. I mean, on the bright side, we do have Raid coming up here next for the S&D, so a map that both teams are going to be relatively familiar with. So maybe a chance here, maybe a flash in the pan of greatness for the side of Monolithic, but goodness gracious, it's going to have to be done quickly.
I hear you. I hear you, Shifty. The narrative here right now is twofold. First, Dior is coming through into this game with the lowest KD of, or excuse me, an 04 is coming into this one with the lowest KD on his squad, right? An even 1.01, so barely positive.
Sure.
Then, like you said, 16 kills on top. He was entering into this game with a 3 kill to death differential. Now that's 19 on top. At least on this, like just from the 16 kill streak at the very end of that. That's the first right here.
I think he finished 20. I think he finished 28 and 7. Maybe 29 and 7. So yeah, he was positive 20 plus there. So
the man was dropping artilleries and didn't even need to.
Yeah, you know how about 10 folding your kill to death differential in one game?
A very, very good point. The next real point to be looked at is that Monolithic has only dropped one search and destroy game up to this point. Now, HeartBreakers is 5-0, but of course that means they have played and won the same amount of search and destroys. Again, this is Raid, completely different game mode, completely different map, just geographically different in every way, shape, and form. How that will kind of come in and influence this game is to be seen. Really, though, HeartBreakers take another one here. That train is rolling. It's going to be hard to stop that at the station.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with the dominant performance we just saw in that hard point. I mean, that type of respawn presence definitely translates over to control for a majority of teams in this league. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to try and have a hope of taking this maybe to a map number 5, you're going to have to, and I mean have to, take this in a dominating fashion, because if not, I mean, the train's going to get derailed very quickly. However, I will say the good thing to Monolithic's credit is, like you said, they have only lost one map of S&D throughout the duration of their time here in the league. Let's see if they can continue that streak, as they will start on the offensive, and what looks like a split push to B will immediately reap no benefit, as Treasy will snag the first blood. Nice trades as Rejects will snag a second, but a third coming in. Treasy now continuously putting pressure in. Too True left alive by himself against 2 members of the HeartBreakers.
Around the corners, that is how you make an even 1v1 here, Shifty. Too True up against Treasy. Plenty of time here. A lot of times these search and destroy game modes start a little bit slower. Not the case here today. Monolithic coming out, and this is just numerically really the best situation they've been in so far in this matchup. Only first round of search and destroy in so far, though. Completely opposite sides of the map. I like the strategic planning from this, and obviously they can't really know, but now obviously both players kind of collapsing in towards the middle. Might get a little gardens action, a little death in the garden.
Yeah, we just might, as we do see 2 drastically different weapons coming out from both players here. The Bullfrog in the hands of Too True, so he's going to have to try and get close, but does not check his corner, and will get put down from top art. Nice job there by the HeartBreakers to play passively, as passively as they could, especially during that 2v1 situation. So with the 1v1 win there, starting them off hot, 1-0 currently. But did we expect anything else based on the first map?
No. I think that there's a lot to be said for how even it came down towards the end. This really does come down to just individualistic play, of course, obviously in the one-on-one, but Too True has got to realize in some way that there's a very high chance that his opponent is going to have an AR, and he's going to be in somewhere that he really can easily take a K through this middle area. So maybe a corner check-in, maybe just opting not to go that way. Obviously, there's no smoke capabilities. Oh well. 04 falling first. HeartBreakers now 2-2. This is Octane finding more kills once again, like it's just easy.
That is Octane country. What?
That was so close. That was so close. It looked like this last Monolithic player hit a heady there towards the end. Obviously would have seen that reported very, very quickly, though.
Yeah, Octavane on your best play there, putting in some work as we'll see. I believe, honestly, was not a terrible round from Monolithic, but really just too much aggression from the side of the HeartBreakers, really just pounding that map control home over towards the laundry area and really making efficient use of their bullets as they were able to completely dominate that bomb site. But now Monolithic back on the offensive. 2True going to be taking this bomb over towards B, and it looks like a pretty heavily B stacked push from the side of Monolithic, sliding into the DMs. 04 gets the kill.
Yeah, straight rejected. 04 fallen as well. Did find a DM Madi there towards the end, hopefully. Takes the bomb site first. Smart play. And yet again, Monolithic HeartBreakers in a 1v1. I gotta say, after this first round performance, this is not bad. This is a Monolithic squad being able to take not one, not two, but 3 different rounds now this closely after a 250 to 454. It's about as good as you can hope for.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, you have to try and find the light in the darkness here for the side of Monolithic, and I agree that a lot of the rounds have been 50-50 ball games. But Briscoe will pick up that bomb over towards B, and it looks like hopefully might just make a 400 IQ play, trying to catch the rotation, and he will. What a huge brain play to cut him off in kitchen. He was watching across and saw him pick up the bomb. Very, very solid 1v1 play there. And you can tell that that's a seasoned S&D player that made that.
Yeah, just really cool hand Luke on it. Decide to sit back, not play aggressively, no need for it. And there's really only one of 2 ways that he could have gone. Or, well, I guess 1 of 3 ways, like super, super long over towards A, but that's just, or over towards, this garage area, this spawn area for Monolithic right now. But that's just not a smart play given how much time was left. There's only 1 of 2 ways. He'd hear either way, puts the ass in the corner and takes advantage from it.
Definitely a solid end to the round there as HeartBreakers again continuing to press their advantage at 3-0. Currently, big gunfight from both sides as 04 able to jump up and tag him through the window. Headshots only there on the hip fire as Octavane and 04 now have the full task of taking on a 2v3 as they're going to try and break back into B here. Trophy is down. Now 04 left alive in a 1v2.
Yeah, Monolithic in the best situation they've been so far. 04 decides to get out of dodge quickly, and that's smart. This is Monolithic that's been pushed down to a 2v1 situation before, but then lost that advantage man-wise very, very quickly. Now looking out, they know where 2True is at. It'd be really hard to, or 04 knows where 2True is at least, excuse me. Kovagi on the other side of this cul-de-sac area, not sure. The legs!
No!
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Monolithic not going to be denied again. Will not go so quietly into the night. 1-3 now, after they definitely earned this one. It did not come easily again.
Wow, I wish the viewers could have heard the collective ooh that I heard in the Discord after that. What a close 1v1 gunfight. But nice round win finally from Monolithic is Kovagi winning the 1v1 on your screen. Is that's what they needed. They need to get rolling here. Let's see if they can pull that momentum forward and potentially win an attacking round here. I'd like to see maybe an A push from them, but looks like, again, they're going to favor this B site, and it's going to be a 4-on-4 here over by the bomb site.
Yeah, this has just been a B party so far, minus the buzzing insects, right? A has been completely neglected so far. It's all about B. Hopefully, Octavane down, Monolithic at a man advantage until Briscoe falls. Back over to 04. He knows that at least one player is over here. Gives him the how do you do right up close and personal. Treasy falling as well as Kovagi finds that, and HeartBreakers put the end to a 5th round now, Shifty, where every one of this has come down to 1-on-1. Every single one of these rounds has come down to 1-on-1.
Yeah, every single round, and honestly, right now what we're deciding is who has the clutch factor. I mean, unfortunately there, Kovagi kind of stuck in a rough position for it to be a 1-on-1. But every other round so far has been relatively close in map positioning, and we've seen HeartBreakers weasel their way through 4 out of 5 now. That's an 80% victory, as right now they're going to continue to try and push that forward here in round number 6. Is truthfully Oh, wow. I really like this. I like this. Very aggressive middle to A hit from the side of HeartBreakers. Will anybody be the wiser from Monolithic? No. First blood, absolutely huge. The bomb's planted. This has got to be a HeartBreakers win.
Hopefully now, that's a second. There's a third. Briscoe's the last alive.
Stop!
And wow, so we call out the very close situation. That immediately stops. HeartBreakers win this one very definitively after our first attention on over to A in this matchup.
No,
No, he
hopefully.
Oh, okay.
No. That's just so rude. How are you going to do that guy like that right in the middle of the kitchen? That's just...
Yep.
Woo!
Big stack
That's
of money
tough.
you get to fall on top of. That's it. That's it. A beautiful death at least, right?
Right. Well, yeah. How anybody would hope to go, I'd imagine.
Yeah, well, big stack of money. It's not terrible. 90 seconds, standard stuff. Back on over to A. Monolithic coming out with a two-piece very quickly. That's only Treasy and 04 on the south side of this map. In from kitchen. That's where it all goes down. Window. Valky first.
Ooh.
And just like, literally like synchronized swimmers or something like this. This is HeartBreakers finding not one, but two, and easily putting the numbers back to even. Two True will find player down. No, 04 gets out and eats a couple bullets for breakfast.
What is happening? Treasy and 04 just absolutely waltzing through the site
Defuse.
and taking every advantage that they can. Briscoe has to check the bomb, will not be able to. You just saw a classic, absolute classroom take on how to win a 2v4. That was a phenomenal round.
Work together until you can both find individual kills, absolutely, and then just put attention to bomb. That was like you just said. Perfectly done. There's nothing more you can ask from that one. Monolithic, first 4 games, very, very close. Even took one of them, went down to 1v1 the entire time. But at the end of it, the numbers tell the story here, Shifty. 6-1 for the search and destroy round, looking pretty indicative of our first game, that 250-54.
My goodness gracious, what a great back half of that S&D we saw from the side of HeartBreakers, really to continue in from that week 1 performance. So goodness gracious. And we got Raid again here.
That was quick, right?
We got
like 7
yeah.
rounds. And, yeah, like maybe 60 seconds a piece average or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a 6 or 7 minute game of S&D. That's pretty quick. Yeah. And now what I think is, or now what I'm thinking is, how does this translate over to control?
Really, this is about momentum. This is about pressure. HeartBreakers has all of both right now. 250-54 gives me very little hope for a control performance, but Monolithic not out of this one quite yet. Taking on over to the numbers here as well, because I believe just numbers-wise... Yeah, so numbers-wise, Monolithic is 4-4 on the hard points. So given that S&D is 5-1, now 5-2. Control coming in at 4-1. Probably their best game mode. I would like to think, at least, Shifty, there's going to be a longer game. If it doesn't go to Monolithic and we do get actually extra games, as casters, of course, it's always what we want. Despite what the script says.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that some of their best chances come out of maps 2 and 3. I mean, but the big problem, though, is realistically, there's so much momentum riding in the way of the HeartBreakers right now, and that's going to be a tough, absolutely tough, tall order, especially with it being on Raid. I will say that one thing that plays to the advantage of Monolithic is that this map is typically pretty even in terms of the layout. So provided you have the right pushes and you have the players in the right position to enjoy or endure the entirety of the map, then typically you do okay. But it's all about winning those gunfights, and truthfully, we've seen Monolithic really struggle with that tonight.
That's fair. That's fair. Just from individual early flashes in the pan from game 1, only one round that went their way in the S&D after very, very close ones across the first 4. But now, like you said, momentum. And at the end of the day, yes, the hard point, a little bit lackluster, and then the performance on Raid, which we are now seeing again for the control, really is where the mind goes to at this point. Some fantastic points there, Shifty. Looking on if this is gonna be the reverse sweep, if the Morb, not the Broom, but the Morb is gonna come out here from Monolithic, that's really gonna have to come off the back of like team cohesion, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot more team fight capability in the hard point that I don't think was utilized so much. We did see that off of not one but two full team wipes off a spawn on Apocalypse. So really, it's just simply working together a little bit more. You have a little bit of yardage to work with. You have a little bit of lives, that 30 life pool to work with on here. If it doesn't go well at the beginning, you always can switch up that game plan, and hopefully that is what this team is kind of talking about right now while we are waiting for this game to get set up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be able to balance your offensive prowess and your defensive prowess, especially on a map like this. So one thing that we're gonna want to see is who can dictate the pace of the game. I mean, so if you know that you're at an immediate man disadvantage on an offense, then you need to get collective and pick which bomb site or which flag site or King of the Hill site rather that you're going to be pushing. And typically we see some of the higher end teams in this league do a really good job of that. It's the lower 4 teams out of each division typically that we see struggle with that concept. So I'm sure both teams know how to play control. It's just going to be who's going to come and have the bigger stick to swing, if you will.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. Speaking softly, I do not think they will do, though. Back on over to Raid. We're on board with Treasy right now. Not a bad place to start. Looking on towards A. Both of these squads. A more of a split push from HeartBreakers, but now collapsing on an A. Yeah, the 2-point difference here. Treasy, man, our producer just knows, dude. He knew Treasy was going to get first blood, and headshot weight as well. Had to start with him.
Yeah, big shout out to Connie for running the production and being our phenomenal observer. We love you here in the casters areas. You make our job that much easier. To steal a line from Tug is, speaking of making it easier, Octane continuing to press that live advantage for the side of HeartBreakers, along with some help from Treasy and 04. Now a 5 live advantage. Is realistically, Monolithic was able to get some initial break time over towards A, but ever since then have been pretty much pinned to their third of the map, is just now finally able to push up towards middle map as Kavagi will take one. That's a big entry kill to get over towards A here, or a B here.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. Hopefully was trying to get across this area and really set up some newer sight lines. As it is, neither team has really been able to just completely lock down a point. For the first time in this game, Monolithic is tripling up on A. Now that's first tick. They'll be looking at second tick here soon. No, I don't have Treasy has something to say about it.
A definite big.
Okay, never mind.
Push.
Just give that up.
No! He knew he was there too, and Kavagi
Yeah.
did the better of him with the gun skill there. Is truthfully Monolithic falling apart at the seams. HeartBreakers really pressing that advantage and then some.
Yeah, so Treasy fallen, I mean, yeah, 5 and 2, but now a little pressure onto 8. No, excuse me, that's just up here. 9 seconds left. I'm not sure if they'll be able to touch.
Nah, this is over. I mean, they've got so much presence in on their spawn over towards that garage areas.
Oof.
I mean, we saw maybe one member from Monolithic able to slide in and maybe touch a toenail on the edge of the hill there for a moment, but it all fell to the wayside after that first initial wipe from the side of HeartBreakers. I mean, we saw Monolithic break into A relatively early and get some decent time, but after that, it fell apart.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair. That is entirely fair. As it is, the flashes, I mean, not flashes in the pan, what am I trying to say? Monolithic has performed better at the beginning of a lot of these games than towards the middle and end, right? Monolithic did get beat there, they didn't get a point, but really it's just about reversing how they've been doing. You know, I realize that's easier said than done. It's like kind of about execution at that point, but also they put pretty much all their attention onto A. Like, no, these aren't exact flips of where bomb sites are, but they're pretty close. We've already seen how much they can really prefer, not prefer that pool side area is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a much larger, wide open area with a lot of angles to try and cover. Is Octane telling me to shut my mouth very efficiently.
Octane missed like the first 4 bullets
angle.
of that, by the way. He was just like kind of looking to the left for a reason. I'm not sure, and then still got the kill. Like,
yeah, it's tough. That's a late start, but definitely a good one to say the least, is now on the backs of some nice streaks here. Hopefully an Octane combining for 3 straight as
Perfect timing.
they've evened up the lives
Oh my
remaining and
God.
now press the advantage.
Octane knew that even with slide time, he was gonna, and only singled on, he was gonna be able to get that second tick of progress. Octane finds one asleep and inside. Another rat deleted here. I think that was hopefully we got the last few shots. That's B, and a little bit more time coming up here soon, even though HeartBreakers is technically at the life disadvantage.
Yeah, but if we're speaking on the map, I mean, they're really pressing forward now here pretty soon. They're going to have Monolithic spawning over towards Laundry, which is exactly what they'll want until they push through over towards the A site. Nice 2 big kills there from Kavagi. That will at least halt the pressure for a moment until 04 and hopefully clean up their spawn. Now A going to get attacked here before too long, forcing the spawns all the way out to basketball. This is going to be tough.
Oh man, okay, I thought Tutu was about to get embarrassed right there. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Tutu comes back around and at least holds the corner for a little bit. Looking on over to A, no reason to go anywhere else.
Oh man, 3 straight kills in favor of Monolithic. Make it 4. That's the first full team wipe we've seen from the Purple People Eaters over on the left side of your screen. As now they take a 4 live advantage, make it 5, back to 4 as Kavagi and Treasy will play trades on kills. 2 true, making it a second as well with the help of rejects. Nice counter defense here from Monolithic.
Yeah, that not bad at all. Just like that advantage push to 14-8 now. Octane takes a little bit of damage, but not going to be enough to put him down for the time being. Krieg 6 out, Krieg 6 in, finding a kill with it already. Looking to get up close and personal. 04 on the flank here. Rejects not going to be able to keep it alive on that. 04 fallen. Nice headshots all across. I feel like half these have honestly been headshots from these SMG players, man.
Yeah, definitely getting up close and personal enough to smell the breath of their opponents is...
Ooh, Treasy, no.
Yeah,
Taking out
that
hopefully. That
hurts.
was yeah, that's his last life.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, with the no respawns left, I mean, we're talking about a 2v8 here, and I don't think that is going to be feasible. Octane somehow able to slide into the hill, and Octane in 04 will pick up some time, at least momentarily. Octane gonna get squeezed here from the middle as well. He will be able to pick up another one onto 2 true. What is happening? Tugboat, there's no way. There's no way this happens.
This doesn't happen in reality. 1 and 4, that's rejects, and 2 true need to come with their squads. 4, 2 true will be drawing a lot of information inside. Octane with 1 more headshot. This is almost dead even. There you go. Now it's a 1v3, and Monolithic ends the drama here. Maybe a little bit later than it should have been ended. Maybe seen curtains close about 30 seconds earlier, but still making it interesting. What this means, of course, Shifty, is that if this was more like, you know, we saw 2 and 8, right? If this was like 2 and 5, we didn't see respawns after the initial 2 kills that came down the last like 10 seconds or so. That would be a HeartBreakers round, a HeartBreakers comeback in a phenomenal fashion. That's how we're at there now.
I almost had a stroke. That was
Fair.
crazy.
Fair.
That was crazy. It was really good setup from 04, and I believe that was Octane that was also left alive. So a nice attempt there, but Monolithic again.
7.
That numbers advantage too strong is, yeah, Octane double positive right now. Definitely helping propel HeartBreakers forward as lives will get evened up as B has been captured at least partially, as we're going to have some big gunfights over towards Bravo.
Yeah, so Monolithic on attack, HeartBreakers on defense. The last game was, the Monolithic taking that. The 1 necessary. Octane trying to get a little death from above action going, not going to happen. Treasy just edging out damage there. First tick of progress does come on to B. Now A is getting doubled up on, it looks like. Now tripled up on. There you go. That is the perfect split pressure that Monolithic needs to utilize right now.
Yeah, Monolithic.
Almost taking a ball to the face right there.
Ooh, oh man, Monolithic answering back with a class of their own on how to swap from Bravo to Alpha as they take their first hill here, and now continuing to press forward into the spawn of the HeartBreakers is... I mean, honestly, though, with this positioning, the HeartBreakers don't have to worry too much. Bravo, typically not too difficult to hold, but 04 gonna drop, and Monolithic really pressing the advantage now.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. The big progress that came off of this is Monolithic realizing where their respawns were and just literally instantly flipping position. Simple as that. Flipping attention on over, and A went about as quickly as it goes. Monolithic takes a W here, 2-1 now, after stringing not just an offense into a defense, or stringing an offense into a defense, excuse me.
Wow. I mean, and especially with the almost lost round during that previous one, definitely a nice bounce back from the HeartBreakers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, just as well as I do that Call of Duty is very much a mental game. It's very much a confidence game, and that definitely could have shaken the focus of that Monolithic squad. However, instead coming out and really putting the hammer down onto the HeartBreakers there on that offense. We'll see if the HeartBreakers can answer back. I mean, clearly still in the driver's seat of the series, but if Monolithic wants to make that change, now is a good time to start.
I'm with it. Yeah, I mean, they could literally drop one more control round before then starting their reverse sweep. That would just be necessary, of course, to take that third round of control. That is some big performances here from the man Brasco. 2 across the middle to completely just swap out the spawns much farther. HeartBreakers members dropping like flies. 28 and 3. It's been all purple on that left side of the kill feed here, Shifty.
Yeah, no kidding. Is realistically the purple getting absolutely swarming over the HeartBreakers right now as 2 True will continue that streak as that puts him back at even now, 14-14 in kills and deaths. Is that 6-kill advantage in favor of Monolithic? Is how did Kavagi not die there? Is the HeartBreakers trying desperately to claw words are difficult. Claw back now, as we may see this match get turned on its head here.
Just like that, HeartBreakers find their own team kill. That's 4 on A temporarily. That's going to go 3 on A temporarily. 0-4 was providing, again, that split pressure that we were talking about earlier. That is so important. Octane getting the first couple shots here, and that is a masterclass in just how not to check. Never mind. Kavagi stepped up about a quarter of a second too soon to start his healing back. Maybe it was a challenge, maybe it was just a poor decision. Who knows? We can't get in the minds of players at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're reading his mind, definitely not what you wanted to read there, but 19-16 being the lives advantage still in favor of Monolithic as that gets pressed now to 5. Trimmed back to 4, though, and part of Treasy making his way over towards Bravo. He's going to have the facilitation of his teammates up towards mid as they're going to try and press the issue past the middle map line. Unfortunate team kill there on the trade, but Monolithic still not in terrible position, but look at how offensive HeartBreakers are getting right now.
Yeah, just like that, we have even lives. The split attention here again. Octane gets the first couple shots. That's 0-4. Got his back all day. First take of progress coming on in here, and Octane takes a K off the Simtex to the middle. Dies next to money. Kavagi coming off the top. Couple entry frags on this, but they're going to have to get a lot more done. Treasy, the last man back. Is that 2 True on the other side, I believe?
Yeah, that's Rejects on the outside of the hill currently. Oh, the 2-piece with the nade. But again, those lives, we're seeing very, very back and forth trading here as the streaks coming in from Treasy. This could be huge. Will it open up the B side at all? No, it takes a team kill. Speaking of master classes, that's a master class on how not to use your streaks.
Yeah, so takes the streak, doesn't get any of the entry kills from this missile coming down on, and then dumps it into the teammate. Hate to see it. This continues to go down here. HeartBreakers. Oh my god, never mind. I'm behind a little bit or something like that after HeartBreakers take like 3. This was 5 to what, or 6 to 5.
3 consecutive kills.
And that's another one. Kavagi might. Kavagi does. Kavagi does not. 3-1 here for the 2-2 for the HeartBreakers. What am I talking about?
This game is giving me a headache. Let's watch Treasy here make probably the biggest play that he could have made during the end of that game, picking up 3 kills back to back to back, along with the help of 0-4 to press or flip that advantage rather from 5-4 to 4-2 respectively. And that's a heartbreaking round loss for Monolithic.
See what you did there. See what you did there.
Yeah, like
90 seconds off the top. Now, looking at numbers here, Octane was, I think, 14-7 coming into that. Obviously, 24-19. Not bad by any means. simply not the same performance. Hopefully not quite up to that positive yet. Treasy's just outside there after falling.
Yeah, definitely a very even spread during the beginning here as, again, we see hopefully on the hill is he's going to be trying to mitigate any pressure over towards Alpha. Now the B push is in effect for the side of Monolithic. Treasy going to be really the last line of defense here towards the top window area. Will jump out and take another one with the help of 04, but 2 kills getting traded back from Monolithic, as now we do see another split push here. They're bouncing back and forth. Let's see if they can snag the first third of A.
That's the first. And 04 looking for the second. Oh, poorly utilized melee out there, but that still took a progress onto both. B has still a little bit left to be burned off that as well. Hopefully looking on the anchors. Oh, and getting shots through the roses.
Yeah, that was a tough kill there from Kavagi, is opening up that Alpha site yet again, as they're very, very close to ticking that second third in full. It is now lurking on the last third. The last 33% of this hill will not happen, as 04 and hopefully will single-handedly shut down that hard point, or that hill, at least for the moment. Now a full middle push coming back from Monolithic as Reject's trying to work his way into the spawn of the HeartBreakers.
Was this? That's number 6 Treasy falling outside. Now a lot of attention given on over towards this A site. Members on top, that's going to go. Time will be the reward. Nothing doing when it comes to lives, though. Still slightly up here for HeartBreakers, as that's now extended to a 3. Everybody on Monolithic, shifting the attention on over towards B. A very well set up 04 team. Just decides a life of pacifism for a couple seconds, doesn't shoot.
That's nasty. Briscoe peeling 04 off of what is a very difficult head glitch to win a gunfight off of. Is now look at 04 pressing the map knowledge here as he pulls behind Treasy, pulling the full pinch from Money. That is an almost full wipe from Monolithic, and that is not what you need when down by 4 lives and with only a minute remaining.
Yeah, so, again, just a masterclass on pressure. We've been talking about all this cast in different ways, and that's just a perfect, well-played team, a duo between the HeartBreakers here, just simply having trust in each other. 04 across the top, 04 finding an easy one there, Heady as well, but this is a HeartBreaker squad that will very willingly trade kills here for the rest of this game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with an 11-4 differential now, making it 11-3, Octane running through the spawns of Monolithic is... Now I guess they're not completely out of the woods yet, but now it's looking pretty improbable. 2-9.
This is where HeartBreakers were last time, but now Octane finding 1, then 2. HeartBreakers taking this one 3-2. So, yes, Monolithic did lose this, but at the end of the day, and again, Control being their far and away the best game mode here. 250-54 in the hard point, 6-1 the Search and Destroy. Control going down to be a much more interesting and close competition here, Shifty.
Yeah, I mean, the big problem for me, Tug, I think about the last little bit of that Control. I feel like we saw periods in the game where momentum could have swung both ways, but we saw maybe some miscues from Monolithic or a huge gunfight win from somebody over on the HeartBreakers.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that would continuously just snowball into the ass whooping that we saw during the back half of that Control. So congrats to the HeartBreakers. Shout out. What a solid performance start to finish.
Yeah. And again, Monolithic comes out swinging on every single one of these games. For the first hard point, even they got 41 points of that 54 off of the first, I think, 2 hard points. At that point, HeartBreakers really just broke away with it. Monolithic left in the dust on that. First 4 rounds of Search and Destroy go down to 1v1s, every single one. Monolithic just barely edges out with only one of those as well. Actually, no, that was 5. That was 5 rounds that went. Yeah, I was trying to do the math up here. It doesn't work that well. And Control as well. We go to a 2-2 situation there on the 4th round. Back to the defense goes for HeartBreakers there, and they just take absolute advantage of that. Just an absolute wipe there towards the end. So just finishers all the way through for the HeartBreakers, man.
Yeah, definitely a tough series to watch and a tough series to cast too. I mean, it's always tough to try and commentate the one-sided matches, and I mean, with that being said, though,
That's fair. I mean, yeah.
the biggest thing I think you have to take away from here is that if you're monolithic, I mean, you can clearly hang and control. Maybe you need to start focusing on the other two game modes. And I know Hardpoint and S&D, they're definitely no slouches at either, but definitely got to get more cohesive on the pushes, especially on that Hardpoint. But with that being said, still 3 weeks left, still time to make changes for your team, especially before the playoffs happen. But I mean, it's a long way to go, especially after that series.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, Shifty. 6-0 now, Heartbreakers. Rolling on in here, all the momentum in the world. Monolithic, unfortunately, dropping down to 4-2. Shout out to production, Connie. We appreciate you guys. Shifty, always appreciate it. And I do believe that's about it, though, right?
Yeah, should be it from us. Thank you guys in the chat for watching. Thank you, Connie, like Tug said, for running the boards and making everything that much easier. Shout out to our partners, everybody that makes K7 happen. GitGudHosts, DropShotStats, Innovative Gear, Gamers Resort, DesignByYou.com, Rogue Energy, the whole lot of you that help K7 run and be as immaculate as it can be at times. As thank you guys for watching. We'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night with some more phenomenal Call of Duty action. I've been Shifty. That's Tugboat. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of it. Stay safe.